is.
I have an important article that I would like to talk about and discuss. I can't read the title of it because it includes an expletive.
Okay.
But I'm just going to set you guys up. So this article is about Jessie, who is a macaw or a parrot.
Okay.
Ah, I love macaws, and I'm terrified of them.
Right. So I
hate.
saw this and I thought, not only is this weird, but Jeff likes birds. So
It fits.
let's talk about it.
I have 2 Quaker parrots. I want an African gray.
Do they eat oats?
They do African gray. I don't know.
Quaker parrots eat oats?
You gotta. Of course, I should have known coming from Zach. There was something to that. No.
Go ahead.
Always a dad joke.
Yeah,
Zach.
he's always got the dad jokes.
Okay, so this macaw escaped her home and she sat on a neighbor's roof for 3 days. This happened in London. So there was a macaw sitting on someone's roof for 3 days. The owners were unable to get her down. And so like a few like animal welfare groups also joined her in her attempt to get this parrot down off of her neighbor's roof.
Oh, that's awesome.
And eventually firefighters, the London Fire Brigade was called with their ladder. So the firefighters who train to save people's lives from burning buildings.
Right. And pull cats from trees.
Yes. And parrots from roofs, apparently.
That's somewhere in the job description.
They were instructed to bond with the parrot before they attempted to grab it off the roof.
That's
and
so great.
by doing that, they were supposed to say, "I love you" to the parrot. So the parrot did respond with "I love you," but then what the firefighters discovered is that this parrot definitely has a potty mouth because a string of expletives is what came next. Specifically, F off.
Wow.
To the person trying to... apparently, this parrot did not want to be rescued.
I love you, and then
Right.
the
Yes.
following exchange.
So they were also... the firefighters attempted to tell her to come, but in other languages. So English, Turkish, and Greek. So this parrot knows 3 different languages.
Who owned this bird?
Yeah.
Just
a trilingual parrot?
A very angry professor.
right. Yeah. Yeah. Someone who's very smart and doesn't care.
Call it Angry Birds.
Right.
Gives no cares.
Anyway, so all this production comes together. They're speaking to this. They're literally speaking to this parrot, this bird, in other languages. They're telling this bird, "I love you." Firefighters. And then the bird just flies off and goes on another roof and eventually returned home.
It just went on
Of its own accord.
Yeah.
on its own time.
Right.
On its own time.
Look, I want to come home when I'm ready.
That's right.
Yeah. He just wanted to chill on a rooftop for a little bit.
Stellar asked me to go to the Arizona Bird Store a couple of days ago. So Candy and I were like, okay, we'll go look. We're not buying
That's
a bird.
a really cool store.
It is awesome.
They have like a room that you can walk into with like big hoops that they're all like, the birds are just out in the room. And so it's like very
stinky
cool,
in there?
but also slightly terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Okay.
More than stinky. Isn't it terrifying?
Yes.
There's just
It's
flying
terrifying.
creatures.
There wasn't, well, and you're not
past you.
allowed to like touch any of the birds unless you like have the help of someone who works there.
You have peanuts.
But when I was in there, there was an African gray that I was just looking at and I was like, this bird is amazing and loud. And the bird starts to like inch towards me like it wants to like get on me. And I was like, that's against the rules. I was like, don't you know? I was just, there's a lot of birds in that room. I guarantee you've never been in a room with so many birds.
I'm uneasy towards things that can like peck me.
Oh yeah.
You know, like,
and those things are, I mean,
they'll bite your finger off.
Their beaks and their little claws are no joke.
Oh, it's scary. I love them to death, and I really want an African gray. Like I need to get an African gray before I die. Like,
but you just don't want to ever get on their bad side.
Exactly. But the macaws are what get me though. Like, I'm not so afraid of the African grays. The macaws are so ginormous.
They're just big. Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, Stellar's saying like, I want to go to the store, and we're like, oh, we don't have time. We're like, all right, fine, we'll go. So we go to the store the whole way there. This is like forever. It's like a long drive from my house. And we go to the store. He goes. We get some peanuts, a bag of peanuts to feed the macaws. We walk into the macaw room, and it is this big room with just birds everywhere, just free roaming, right? Well, they know when you come in with a bag of peanuts, they're smart.
Right.
They know that he has snacks for me. So they all immediately like perk up and like look at you. And Stella has it in his hand. This one macaw flies across the room, just and just scares.
He knew where it was at.
He just goes running out of the room. Stella just runs out of the room. I'm like, no, get back
it's
in
like
here.
Strangely, some things with wings too are weirdly off-putting because they look smaller, and then when they start to do their thing, you're like, oh my gosh, you're so big.
Yeah.
Stella was like,
coming at
"I'ma call you later."
I thank you for watching the show for today, guys. We're gonna go ahead and
That's a wrap.
that's 10 dad jokes in the first 10 minutes.